Welcome back to Waking Up with Kandy, where we share our spiritual awakening experiences together and resonance and remembrance, sharing our wisdom, sharing our experiences thus far. Okay, so today we have a very special guest, Veronica, and I see she's here in the room, so I'm going to go ahead and let her in. Welcome. Thank you so much for everybody for joining. Girl, thank you, Veronica. Yes. I was trying to feel a vibe. She said my top is amazing. I was trying to be what should I wear for Veronica? What should it be? And I wanted to wear red, but you know what? I don't even have red for some reason. I don't know why I don't have any color. I need more red in my more fire for sure, right? Yay! You guys, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi. Oh my god. Okay.
Here.
Oh my god.
The one I always use. Wow. That's a little too much.
Veronica. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try not to scream and be so loud. Oh good, you have headphones on. Girl, I'm so excited. Okay. Okay. Everybody.
You know,
So
I was supposed to wear the same thing, but as I told you, I'm not home, so I don't have them.
I know. Oh, I can't. I wish we could talk about it. Okay, guys. So, So, if we haven't already met, my name is Candace. I'm a bright and shiny, beautiful being, just like all of you. And this is where we share our guests' spiritual awakening stories. So today we have Veronica. As you see her gorgeousness right here. Oh my gosh, isn't she glowing? Seriously, she's been through such a beautiful transformation, and I've been so honored to witness in some of this transformation since I've known her online. It's probably been a year now, I feel like.
Yeah, time
So.
just flies. I'm like, what is even time?
I know. Oh my gosh. So, all right, we'll just dive right in. Oh, you look so beautiful. So cute. Oh my god, girl. So cute. Okay. I know. I'm trying not to be so too. Veronica's in a location that's not at her home, and so she's it's good, guys. It's really good. She's so deserving. Oh, she's gorgeous. All right. So Veronica, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you located? Where are you from? And then you can, dive into where you come in your life, thus far, your experiences, and yeah, we're just two girls chatting, girl. So go ahead.
Yes. So, hi, I'm Veronica, and I'm from Oslo, Norway. Born and raised, but I have Polish and German genes as well from my mother's side. Oh wow, where I've come. Girl, this last year has been a completely 365, or even 360. a whole year change. I don't even recognize myself. When I look back in a really, really good way. When I look back at how I was feeling, even just a year ago, I'm shocked at a transformation I've done, because last year, even though I wasn't at a really horrible place, I started my healing early 2020, but the way I was feeling then compared to now is just, I'm blown away by myself, the transformation I've done, because at the point I didn't really think it was possible for me to get as far as I've done. So now I've done a lot of things, I've pulled up a lot of emotional trauma that I've had buried far deep inside of me, and I didn't know consciously how much it was blocking me from actually being happy. I was going around every single day being mad at people for no reason. And you can just imagine how that actually does to your body, just constantly being angry at people for no reason at all. So just the fact
and it
that
didn't have anything to do with you, or not personal. Right?
Yeah, nothing personal. For instance, I was sitting on the bus, and if people were trying to sit next to me, I would give them the baddest look and be like, ew, no, how dare you? And people and I was just oh, fuck, they're sitting next to me. Why? A human contact, you're so in my space, completely, I had such a shield around me, and I did not like people coming close to me at all. It's so strange. And then realizing how much that was actually hurting myself by being like that, instead of actually
Yeah.
seeing that, because I thought I was protecting myself and just be like, no, I don't like other people in that way. Like I didn't want people standing closer to me that were strangers. But now I'm just like, whoa, how my life had changed for me when I started actually being nice to people. It Forget about how they feel, like just the fact that I was changing inside just by changing
Yeah.
that. Because I've always like, why would I be nice to them? Like, what? Why do they deserve that? Like, right? And I'm like, wait, that is actually hurting me. But then at the same time, I'm getting the beneficials from it by being more loving, because I'm spreading love, and the love is bouncing back to me, you know?
Yes. And you can literally, like, I, for reals, like, we've been talking for, like I said, like probably a year now. I saw this glow transform, like, even more within you, just shining out so freaking much. Oh my God. And I've been obsessed with telling her about it, honestly. Like, it's been a million times, but it's real. It's so true and so real. She like awakened that light and that love within her more, opened her heart up, and look at, like, it really shows so much. Like, look at her page, look at what all her videos that she does, like, look at how she carries herself. It's just transformative, and it's a better place, right? It feels better,
I'm coming
right?
from love, and I'm coming from a place that I'm actually sharing my love, instead of actually thinking that I'm protecting myself by being guarded all the time. Even though I'm
Yeah.
still working on it, like I still feel like every time someone's trying to get close to me, like being very, very vulnerable, I'm like, like this, putting blocks up. But I'm working on it and being better at
Yeah.
actually being like, hey, hey, calm down. You don't have to be so like protective all the time. And actually just being, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen if I'm actually being loving and sharing my love?
Yeah, yeah, and we get in that place of just like getting used to it, and it's all that we know, just like Keith was saying that he was negative to others, and he realized it's definitely not them. It has nothing to do with them. It's you. So it's something that you realize within yourself that you then were like, all right, I gotta do some healing stuff. And that's okay. We're all doing it. We're all in it. We're all like, this is what it's all about. So,
Yeah.
okay, bring us back a little bit more until we get to like what really pivoted, transformed this latest shift. But I want to
Hmm.
go a little bit further back. Younger. So were you like, when was that spiritual awakening or that shift? You said 2020 that it happened, or?
Well, that's when the massive change happened. But I
Mm,
realized that if I was going more into connecting more with source and being more spiritual, because I was getting a lot of signs and numerology, and I wasn't
mm,
consciously aware of it, but I was seeing numbers all the time. And I have actually a lot of screenshots on my phone from 2018 where I'm like, wait, what? Did I see like 22, 22? Like, what? I can't remember that. Like, what? Did that really happen? And now I'm like, but I think I've got more aware of I needed to do work more on my mental health when I
mm,
really had like a deep depression. I think it's like maybe 10 years ago. So I
mhm.
was aware that I had to be careful with my mental health. I knew there was something there that was triggering me. But then when I started my own business, being a dog groomer 6, 7 years ago now, I kind of like had a boost of confidence by being self-employed. So I kind of like put the
Yeah.
trauma in a bag, and I was like locking it in, like, no, I can deal with you, nigger. Like, go back here.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing.
Been
Because that,
there.
yeah, because what happened was every time I had an experience that was traumatic, I kind of like opened a little bit of hole in the bag, and I was like, go in there, trauma, like going there with that one, and like closing it, like throwing it back, like, I'm gonna deal with you later.
Yeah.
Until the bag
Yeah.
was like draining and like, pulling me behind, and I was like, okay, fuck, I need to look into this bag. And I started probably doing that in a little bit more in 2019 when I actually burned out with my work because I was working so much.
Mm.
I was starting to look a little bit deeper into me and what was going on, but not fully until last year, where I discovered, or not discovered, but I experienced 3 days after my birthday, I woke up and I couldn't walk. Which was,
What?
yeah, my lower back was just like, no, girl, you're pushing yourself too far again, and you're blocking, like you're just brushing off any trauma. You're like, no, no, later. Like, no, we're doing this now. Like, this is the year. You asked for this to be the year of everything like that you needed to face to come to the surface, so you can deal with it, accept it, and release it, and be done with it. So,
Yeah. And
three
look
days
at
after,
what happened. See what
yeah,
happened. Like, we ask for things and then it gives it to us in little ways, right? Little hints, little subtle things, cute little nuggets. And then if we're not listening, it's like, okay, if you ask, you ask. So I'm going to do it. And it's like slap in your face that you can't
completely
even
slap in your
walk.
face.
Yeah. All for your highest and best good, Like, okay, so 3 days after your birthday, and then you just like couldn't walk, and
Yeah,
okay, go
and
ahead.
I had to really like face one of my fears, even though I like being alone a lot, which probably is also like I like being alone, but then at the same time I don't like being alone, but I'm forcing myself. But then I was kind of like forced to be alone because I wasn't able to get outdoors much because every time I was trying to move, my lower back was just like no, like I was struggling just getting out of bed and then trying to move around my bed. But I had to hold and lean on stuff to actually be able to lift my feet. And I was like, is this really it? Am I getting like, do I have to go in a wheelchair now? Like, what is this? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, come on now. And what was a lot of fun or funny was the fact that I had the night before I've told myself like, okay, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up, and if the price for the tickets to fly to London are cheap, I will go there. And then I woke up and I couldn't walk. So of course my brain was like, oh, so this is a sign I'm not gonna go. But I realized later on now that I was actually self-sabotaging with manifesting my lower back pain because I knew that was the only way it's going to stop me from doing something that I probably wanted to do. But I was like, no, I don't think so. I'm scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that actually forced me into being alone. And I was super, super, like I really hit bottom, almost worse that I've ever been. And I've been really like suicidal before. But now I was really like, I've had it. Like this is not okay. I've been doing so much work on myself. I've been training, and now I'm like not able to walk. What the fuck is this? So I really hit bottom, and I really had to accept and surrender to the fact that I had to be alone. Because I've gotten to a
Mm.
stage in my life where, in my consciousness, where I was actually aware of the fact that, okay, so if I'm being forced to be alone, there's a reason behind it. So, and if I'm actually struggling with being okay with being alone, is an even more important thing that I actually face being alone.
Exactly, exactly. And that's where that awareness comes in. It's like, okay, hold on a second. If this is really hard for me, if I'm getting triggered or if I'm getting hurt by this or if whatever, look at it. Look at it and
Yeah.
look how you saw and you're like, "All right, this is something I really need to face because it's a problem
Really,
here."
really, really, really. Because I was getting like upset with friends who are ditching me and not
Mm.
contacting me when I was pleading for like, please, I just need company. Like I'm so alone.
Oh,
But
yeah,
but
yeah.
I know the universe were blocking them from being with me for a reason because they were like, you have to be alone. Like you fear being alone like this, and that's why you have to face it now
Yeah.
because now you need to like break up in that shell and fully awaken
Hmm.
completely. And that's what happened as well because when I was slowed down like that, I wasn't able to like run around and be getting myself busy all the time, and actually had to
Hmm.
look deeper in with myself and my trauma and sit with my emotions, which I don't like sometimes. It's just like, no, let me cry later. Nah, I'm not gonna do that right now. And
Totally.
also the traumatic and triggering emotions that I was feeling, I just had to like I just had to surrender. And
Hmm.
when I was actually able to surrender and slow down, I was doing more kind of like research and listening to a few videos that actually had some information about past life and emotional trauma and stuff like that. And the funny thing is that 3 months, no, 2 months after not being able to walk, I was having no
Wow.
pain in my back at all. And I've had constant pain in my lower back for 10 years. And now it was completely gone because I was looking into deeper emotional trauma, and I wasn't really
Hmm.
consciously aware of it because I was working. I didn't really pay attention to the fact that, oh, I'm not really hurting. But I caught myself going on a horse
Hmm.
riding for 3 hours, and I hadn't been on a horse for probably 4 years. And I was
Wow.
expecting to be super sore, and I was like, okay, my
Yeah,
lower
because
back is
the
gonna.
bouncing on your, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was expecting to be sore on my inside thighs because of sitting on the horse, and on my
Hmm.
lower back because of the riding. But I had no pain afterwards. So the morning after I woke up, I was
Wow.
like, okay, this is freaky. Like, did I even go riding yesterday? Like, I'm not even sore. Like, what is this? This is so strange. And then the connecting dots happened in my head where I was like, oh shit, the emotional trauma. I started to release it, and the pain that I normally am used to having is gone. I was like, mind blown.
It's
And it,
connected. And as you are aware, you're doing your research, right? And you're
mm,
filling in those gaps of awareness. Then also, sometimes things can also be healed just from doing that. Not necessarily everything has to be dig deep, like cry your eyes
mm,
out, like horrible depression. It's like sometimes just having the awareness there. Ooh, now you just cleared something.
yeah.
So wow, that's
And it's so
amazing. Yeah.
strange because you don't need to do, like you say, you don't have to really dig deep into stuff. And like I've done with my parents, do the forgiveness work on them, writing a
Yeah.
forgiveness letter, even burning it, or I actually sent one to my mother, a forgiveness letter. You don't have to go all of those
Mhm.
things, but just the fact that, for one thing with me, was the fact I've had a big question: why, why did this happen to me? Why did I grow up with this kind of parents? Why? I always had the big question, like, why? And just
Right.
having something come into me in my life that I really, my inner self just like, yes, this is true, my inner knowing, just having something that can give an answer to my why, just
Mhm.
released. Like, it was kind of like the stone turned into butterflies going like whew, lighting up, and I was like, oh shit. Like, I've been waiting 29 years for something to like give me an answer, and I'm like, oh really, that's it? And I've been holding on to trauma for so long, and that was it. Like, what? So
Jeez.
yeah,
Wow. Wow. So just you were, and then it just got deeper, more you learned more modalities and more tools to dig into those shadow aspects and to get
yeah,
more answers. Hmm.
yeah. Because I completed this. I think it's 6 or 8 weeks with Amelia, the How to
Yes.
Be Happy course,
Hmm.
and that was really a pain in the ass, to say the least. Like, my ego was just like all over the place. All my triggering when it comes to the ego was going to the surface. And luckily I had a really good coach, that because I was doing the course in March, but I was
Hmm.
falling behind on some of the homework we were doing, because my ego were piping up and being like, "Oh, you have to forgive this person as well. No, you're not done yet. You have this person too, and this person, and no, look at what they did." And I was just like, "Oh my god, I'm not going to ever be
Yeah,
done."
fighting back, resistance. Yeah. And this
Yeah,
was last, though, this was March 2020,
yeah. No, this year.
the first time. Oh,
Yeah, because I did it back to
oh,
back, because I was kind of like
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
halfway
yeah.
through the course, but I fell too far
Okay.
behind to complete the last days. So
Yeah.
my coach said, I don't want you to give up, because I don't want your ego to win, because you're doing a
Mm-hmm.
really good job, but it's piping up too much. So just take 3 weeks break, and you will start again in May. And I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And she's like, no, don't do any forgiveness or nothing, no work on that while you're having your break, because you just need to let the ego calm down a little bit, and then we're starting from scratch again. And when I did that,
Yeah.
it was a whole other ride, because then I was a lot more confident in the beginning of the course to actually pull
Mm-hmm.
through when I was having my procrastination. I was actually able to be like, no, I'm doing this. This is my second time. I'm not a quitter, so I'm doing it. And I was like elbowing out the ego and just like pulling through.
But
And
this time
then,
too, but you were ready. Like you felt the
yeah,
difference, right? From March to May. You were
a
like,
lot of difference.
yeah.
It was a lot easier to doing some of the homeworks. I wasn't having the emotional roller coaster, and like, even the fact that I wasn't like, my ego would pipe up in a way that they
Mm-hmm.
were like, no, you cannot forgive them yet. Like, they're still like this and that. And then they were like trying to bring more people that I had to forgive, like making my forgiveness list like endless, basically.
Mm.
But this time it was like, nope, you're done. This is the list. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, this is it. And I was like, okay, this is it. Fine.
Gosh.
So it's a lot better.
How much more extra work that, like how
I
much
know.
extra work your ego puts on you, making it feel and seem heavier and more dense and harder and like more dramatic and so many things that when
Because
you can.
it's literally a devil on your shoulder saying, you cannot complete this. You're not good
Mm,
enough. Like, really? Is that it? Like, that's the best you can do? Like, come on. Like, doing like that and like pulling you down and belittling you.
mm,
So, and you have
yeah,
the other side that's actually telling you like you're doing a good job and making you push further away or push further into your growing. But the other side,
yeah,
the devil side, is actually just trying to like pull you behind. Like, no, just give up. You're never going to finish. Look at this list. Like, you're never going to finish. You have too much trauma. Just give up. And the other side is just like, you know what? You have a lot, but you can do this. You got this, right? It's like
yeah.
completely like, and you're sitting there like, but what, who, like, who am I going to listen to,
Right.
right?
Right. So how did you like what do you think that really like helped to put the ego because the ego's I believe the ego's there to help us in so many ways, to help
Yes,
show us so much. And
it
so
is.
the ego is still there, but putting the ego kind of more back. And so
Mm,
your consciousness is more upfront than the ego's controlling you.
yeah.
How what was the catalyst you feel, that kind of broke that?
Getting, you know what? It's kind of funny because what's really changed for me the most is the fact that I'm so grateful for every trigger. Like I've
Mm.
completely changed like 360 going like before I was like, but why? And now I'm like, ooh, I'm getting triggered. Interesting. Let me write this down. Like, ooh, this is interesting. What trauma is this? I'm going to release it. Yes, like this. And it's kind of like brain fuck, really.
I
But
love it.
that's
No, yeah, you're getting
so.
excited about it.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing that changed for the fact that when the ink was coming to me, I was like, wait a minute, like, no, like, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna do that. Like, why are you telling me to do that? That's not gonna help me. Like, I'm here to evolve now. I'm not gonna slow down anymore. So you know what? Go in the
Mm.
back seat now. Like, but other times I'd be like, oh wait, and then I bring her to the table. I'd be like, tell me what you're seeing. Like, let me hear it. Give me your opinion, and I'm see if this actually is something that's worthy. Because sometimes she's protecting you, but other
Yeah.
times she's just trying to be like, no, you cannot do that. And sometimes you just have to be like, hey, go behind, or actually come here, give me some advice. What do you think? Because sometimes she's actually, like you said, she's actually bringing the triggering to you for you to face something that's unhealed and not
Yes.
released because we're
Yes.
holding on to so much.
Yes. And you know what I'm hearing too? The common denominator was fear. It's
Hmm.
fear. So
Yeah.
when you eliminate, so when you allow your ego to really drive the wheel, then you're allowing that fear to really take over you and empower or just power over all of everything. And so that's really your driving force. But then when you're like, no, I'm safe, like I'm good, like I know that I can do this, and you start to then believe in yourself and light up that spark, then you're like eliminating that fear. And then so then she's like, okay, I know I really can't say too much to her because she's a sovereign beast now, and I like it.
Yeah, basically. And also, from my perspective, I think the ego is also connected to our inner child. So when she's piping up, it is her being hurt in some ways. Like I
Mm,
know it pipes up a lot when it comes to me not feeling that people listen to me or see me. When I'm not being seen, that's a lot of times when she pipes up because she's getting like frustrated as well by not being seen or the fact that I'm feeling that I'm not being seen. Even though if I feel like that, I know I have to take more space. Like I need to step in and be like, hey, I'm here. But I'm most of the time I'm like going like, hey, oh shit, she didn't see me. Okay, bye. Instead of actually like stepping into the room and actually taking my space. So I know that she's kind of like hurt, and that's why she's piping up a lot of times because I feel really close, really now that I'm friends with her. because
Yeah.
she's helping me, but at the sometimes I'm just have to be like, hey, shut the fuck up, get in the back seat. Like, you're just talking nonsense now. We've been through that once. Like, shut up.
Right, but I think that's so true. It's like your inner child. That scared little girl within you, right? And
Mm,
so she's still living in that place, but and that's okay. And that's okay. And I love that how you acknowledged her and then you're like, I see you. I see you. Okay. I'm listening, but I'll make this decision. Yeah, it's a real process. It really is a process, and I think really, yeah, you just when you're ready, right? I mean,
yeah. When you
it's like
change your
layers of.
conscious,
Mhm,
yeah, when you
mhm,
change your consciousness from why into actually, okay, everything happens for a reason.
mm,
Everything. Everyone you meet for a reason. So when
mm,
you start thinking like that, you're reminding yourself of that every single day, every single minute. You stop going like victim mode and like, oh, poor me. And you actually start to take control of your life and actually
mm,
pausing for a second and be like, okay, so this happened. I wonder
mhm,
why. What is the reason? Instead of going like, oh, poor me. Like, this happened
right.
to me, like, oh, I'm so terrible, or like, I can never do anything right. Instead of actually like, okay, so what is the reason for this happening? Is there something that I'm going into the bad habit of something again? Is there something
Mhm,
that I'm not like, did I think I changed something, but I'm not really not changing it? Like, what do I need
mhm,
to look further into? And
yeah.
being more like excited about the triggers and stuff like that really changed for me. Instead of, no offense, I'm not judging people but when they're going straight into like, oh, I'm so triggered, like everybody's just going on my nerves, and I'm poor me, and I'm like, oh, like, be excited about it, okay? You have healing coming up to your surface that you can actually be like, hey, it's coming in your face for a reason.
Yeah, and it's hard to get there, right?
Yeah,
It's getting to that perspective, that shift of perspective, and if you're not there, you can't even see it. It's like living in blue with blue lenses, and you're trying
yeah.
to see something that's green or like yellow or what any other color, and you cannot see it.
Mm.
So, yeah, oh my gosh, that is so true. Yeah,
But it
wow.
definitely was, it really helped also, like the coach I had, I know I got her for a
Mm.
reason, because it's so, I told her this on our last private call, that I actually started to get irritated about her before she was my coach, because on one of her lives she didn't answer, or she didn't read my comment. She was reading everybody else but not mine, and my ego pipe like blew up, and I was like, oh my god, she's ignoring me, fuck her. Basically.
Oh no, that was before. That was before
Yeah,
Veronica. That's the
this was
ego
before.
Veronica.
Yeah, and I told her this on the call, and she was laughing. I was like, "This is so funny," because I knew when I got her as a coach, even though I was like, "Oh, please don't give her to me." Like, no, I knew, I was like, "Okay, I know why I'm getting her, because she's already triggering
See?
me. There's a circle here, and
Mm.
also I'm really into divine timing. So I know the because what I didn't tell you earlier is I was actually going to take the course in September 2020, but I chickened out for some personal
Mm-hmm.
reasons. Something happened, but I know it was divine timing. It wasn't like I was just like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, no, I can't do this. It was actually divine time, because I wasn't really ready. I thought I
Mm-hmm.
was at a higher level of happiness than I actually were, because I got super triggered, and I was like, I fell behind, and I had to go through something else in Christmas time and then the beginning of the year. But um, me actually getting her as a coach, and then understanding that the reason also I was delayed with doing it at 2 times, where there was a video she done with someone else, where she was sharing a little bit more about herself, which then I resonated with. It opened it up to me being more comfortable and more vulnerable with her, actually being able to pull my card down more and explain to her
Mm-hmm.
how I was feeling, and being more um, accountable, because I have a tendency of closing off and closing down and just running away and not answering people's messages, and just be like, no, 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 can't do this right now.
Yeah.
And this time, second time around, I was actually able to be I was keeping myself accountable by messaging her every day instead of her messaging me and being like, "Hey, are you okay? It's 2 days ago now. Like, are you alive?" And and she even said so. She was like, "Damn, you really made a change. Like, you're messaging me and giving me updates every day. Like, hey, I'm still on my this and that homework. Like, I'm still doing it. Like, I'm working on it." And she's like, "This is progress. Like, you're really changed." So that
Yeah,
was
you took
also,
responsibility.
yeah. But that's also the fact that I was more ready and more in my
Yeah.
consciousness about everything happens for a reason. I want to find the reason so I can pick apart the trauma and release it so I can actually be happy and lift some of the weight off my shoulders
Yes.
and be more
Yes.
in control of my life as well instead of allowing the ego to manipulate and destroy my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's
It,
what it was doing. It was a suicide mission, basically.
yeah. 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 And so then going through, so you just recently graduated from the course, right?
Yes.
Yay,
May
congratulations again.
30th. I think it's like 2 weeks ago. No, 3 weeks ago.
Gonna be, yeah, yeah. And so
Yeah, because it's,
how do you feel now? Like, I mean, obviously we could see your glowingness and I mean, I'm just like, wow. Just blown away at the transformation. Um,
yes. So what's funny is that once I finished, I
mhm.
actually joined Lucy's Selflove Club membership, which is super
Lucy Davis.
exciting. Yes,
Hmm.
which is super exciting because this 6 week course was more on a little bit on the surface, but I want to go even deeper in to really like I want to go into the deepest corners of myself to really pull out any and all trauma because I'm tired of living with this trauma that's self-sabotaging and pulling me down all the fucking time, and I really want to like
Yeah.
look at it in its fucking eyes. Sorry, I'm swearing so much.
That's okay.
And just really like deal with it because I've been avoiding it for so long, and I'm ready to completely release it
Hmm.
so I can actually being able to really create the reality I really want and not what I'm fearful of.
Hmm.
So, and that's why and I really think, and I really think I know everything happens for a reason. So I know this course I took with Amelia really prepared me for this membership, especially because the first month is really hard. You're really going
Hmm.
into triggers and like traumatic stuff. And if you're not prepared enough, then you're easily just going to be like, nope, nope. And your ego is
Yeah.
just going to take control. But I'm so ready that I'm like going like this, like, yes, give me the trauma. Like, give me the triggers. Like, yes, I'm doing this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I know Amelia, like, I mean, she really like goes in it, like digs in, digs it out, like really like super. So I know she teaches her coaches the same way. Yeah.
and Lucy as
Yeah,
well.
powerful.
Lucy is
Yeah.
really like that. Lucy says that the first month you're gonna hate her. You're really gonna hate her, and a lot of people drop out because their ego just takes
Yeah.
control. Because
Yeah.
she's just like she's like she says she's a mama bear, so she will be really tough love, but she's got your back. But she's really like tough love, like she's not fucking around. She's
Yeah.
ready. She's gonna find even when you're trying to hide some trauma, she's gonna be like, no, I see you. You're not hiding from me. Are you here to really change your life? I'm gonna find everything that's holding you back, and we're pulling it
Yeah.
out, ripping it open, and then burning it, and then whoosh, release it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Because
so excited with it.
yes, that's why that's the whole that's what we're all doing right now, right? That's the whole point. Like maybe people are asking themselves, why do I want to do that? Like why would I want to dig into all this past stuff that it's gone and I don't care about anymore? It's fine, just hidden in my closet. It's fine. The reason is why? Why is the reason? Like why should anybody like be doing that?
The reason is people, we don't talk about it enough, the fact that emotional trauma stored in your body in different areas of your body, whatever you have a weakest link, it will get stored, and that's what is causing a lot of your disease.
Mm-hmm.
Dis-ease meaning disharmony in your body, the lack of ease, which then unbalanced everything. When something is not balanced, something's
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And you have seen so many there's so many different kind of research things where they've actually seen that emotional trauma being stored in, like, for example, if you're really angry about stuff and you're holding it in your gut, you will have problems with your gut and
Mm.
digestion. And you will
Yeah.
maybe blame it on something else. But you've seen people who have finally released the anger instead of holding it on in your gut, your
Hmm.
digestion problems disappear. But
Yep.
it's because it's kind of like I'm visualizing the fact that your organs in that area is kind of like, hey, we're supposed to be focusing on this food being digested, and we have this like black bulb here that we have to like protect and hold on to when we can't do both. So as soon as that black bulb is gone, they're like,
Yeah.
"Yay, we can finally do our job," and then the wheels on the system is going smoothly instead of having that
Hmm.
slimy black stuff going like breaking things down. And yeah,
Yes. And so then we can heal ourselves.
yeah,
We are, and I know you're all about empowerment too. So if you want to talk about what you're doing now, your new venture, and your just your empowerment that you just ooze out of you, just being here right now, and just empowering others to do what you just said, and realize that you can heal yourself. You are so powerful. And okay, I'll let you run with it. But yeah.
yes. Like one of the things I think we just talked about it on the live I did when I was sharing my story and you jumped on. What I was saying, like, have you ever thought about the fact that we have placebo effect? The
Hmm.
placebo, like you take something and you're told that's going to heal you, and you're like taking it and you're like, oh, look, I'm healed. But then it's like, well, it was just water, and you're like, oh, but it worked. That's how powerful
Right.
your mind is. If you
Belief.
really, really release any fear and doubt, and you think you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And that's the thin line between me thinking I can lift this box with my mind and actually being able to do it is the fact that I have doubts. If I was
Yeah.
actually able to release any doubt that is not going to be able to move up, it would move up. The same thing is with anything else. That's why they have even said with research that there's actually not much difference than for people who heal themselves without medication and people who actually take medication and think they're being healed because they
Mm.
believe so hardly that they're actually being healed, that the medicine is kind of like helping them, because your body is kind of like, okay, so even though we're taking these chemicals, we're still like, we believe it's going to heal us. So maybe the body's better at, what do you call it, like getting the
Activating or
yeah, getting
hmm
the chemicals out of your system again, and then using the energy of, okay, we're going to heal her. And
yeah.
by being more consciously aware also how you're treating your body. Are you really taking care
Mm.
of your body, or just following the culture of eating bad food? Like when people are saying, like,
Mm.
even in my culture, when people are eating different kind of traditional food, and I'm just like, but is that even healthy though? Like, it's processed food. It
Mm.
doesn't have really much nutritional value, so why are you eating
Yeah.
it? Like, why? And
Yeah.
people struggle with releasing old habits of eating because they have emotional connection to the food. You have different kind of dishes that you've been eating in birthdays or family dinners or something, like you're connected to something that's fun. And I think we all can resonate with the fact that we never really liked eating broccoli when we were younger. It was always like a fight with our parents, like, eat your greens. And you're like, oh, no. Instead of actually, because it was kind of like a punishment, like, you better eat your greens, making it negative,
Mm.
instead of actually empowering our children, like, if you eat this, we're going to do something really funny, or like, we're super fun that you're going to love, and they're connecting the emotions of getting excited and fun with something that's actually healthy for them.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're
Yeah.
adults and we are thinking that we can eat shit all day, drink a lot of alcohol, eat a lot of sugars, even us ladies, when it comes to our periods and stuff like that, we're eating too much sugar,
Yeah.
and we're thinking it's normal when we have cravings around our periods, like, oh, well, the sugar helps. Actually, no.
Mm.
You're the kind of like parasites in you that it's wanting and craving the sugar, but it's not helping you. You
Mm-hmm.
think you're getting like, oh, yes, it feels good. But actually, what happens is your period is getting worse. The sugar is triggering your menstrual
Mm.
pain a lot more, and you're bleeding a lot more.
Yeah.
But then going back to like just by even the fact that you're drinking a lot less water than you should be drinking, just upping your game with water is such a beneficial change for you. And just there's just like small steps when you actually start to question, okay, why am I eating this food? What is the how is this food fueling my body? How is there actually any nutrition in here? Because I remember I was eating a lot of like easy, quick noodles, and I thought like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, carbs. But now I'm like, that's so processed. Like it can heat up in like 1 minute. Like how is there any nutrition in that? And then now when I'm eating actually vegetables that I'm making stew and Thai dishes and stuff like that, I'm like I feel the energy changing. And it's actually funny as well because I think it's 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now. I was eating a lot of. I had some cravings, and I was trying to like analyze it and figure out where the emotion were coming from. So I love
Mm-hmm.
myself to eat a lot of processed vegan food. And kid you not, on the third day of eating the same food for 3 days, not something fresh, but then that food, my energy was so low. I was moody. I was feeling like so. Barely had energy to work, and I was just like, "This is not good." And the
Makes
second
you feel bad, really bad.
and this was even vegan, but it's the same thing with processed
Still.
food.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, the second I was drinking in the morning freshly made celery juice, my energy was like, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is weird.
Yeah. It really, your body tells you so much. It'll tell you in your skin, it will tell you in so many signs. Like you said, everything is for a reason. So yeah, if
Yeah.
you're craving the sugar, if you're craving the carb, like the bad processed foods, it's in your intestines because you may possibly have been already eating it. So now your body's craving it. And then, the stuff within your body, the parasites or the entities or whatever it is, also wants you to, yeah, yes, it's so good. So you become even more lazy. So you gain weight. So you feel depressed. So you don't feel motivated. It's like this cycle. Yes, we got them in this loop. But when
Yeah.
you just allow yourself to believe in yourself and to say, I'm going to break it. I'm going to try. And then start to do that juicing, try to eat better. Then it becomes easier. And then you realize, dang, I really thought I felt good before, like honestly, but now, fuck, I feel so bomb. Like I don't even
Yeah.
ew. Like thinking about a French fry, like it's so
No.
disgusting. Ugh.
I'm just like, no,
Right?
never again.
It's yeah, and it's just a process, but it really is worth it. It's like
Yeah.
been there, done that, like how many times do you need to have something so bad for you? Like
I
after a
know.
while, right? You can say, it's all right. I've had a million Snickers. I really don't, it's fine. I don't have to do it again. Like I'm okay to say goodbye.
I know. And it's so
It's
funny as well
hard.
because there's actually research as well on the fact that what kind of craving you have can connect
Mm,
to some kind of emotion. So I don't remember at the top of my head, but if you have certain kind of craving for, I think it's sweets or sweet soft food, there's something with having like heartbroken or feeling lost or something, and then you have
mm,
crispy food. Also, is a sign of some kind of emotion. So that's also a way for
mm.
people to analyze when they're craving something, because for one thing, we girls do when we are heartbroken, we eat ice cream and candy, right?
Mm,
We
mm-hmm.
like when you see it in even movies, like we're being programmed in the
Emotional eating.
movies.
Yes, yes,
Yes. We're
yes.
like, oh my God, I'm so heartbroken. Ice cream. He broke up with me. Like, and
Yeah. Emotional
so,
eating and yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So what do people do? That's why you see a lot of people, even during 2020, a lot of people were gaining weight, even though they had a lot more time on their hands to work out. They were gaining weight because they were emotional eating. They were feeling,
Yeah.
oh, my gym is closed maybe, or maybe I'm not working as much, and they were feeling emotional about that, and they were eating, stress eating and comfort eating, feeling sorry
Yeah.
for themselves eating, and just eating, eating.
Yeah.
And not really good food
Yeah.
as well. And also, sugar is one of the top things when it comes to drugs. Sugar is a drug. When it is extracted from the natural source, it becomes a drug. And people are literally addicted to sugar. It's
They really
absolutely insane. Like I
try
even
cutting
remember
sugar out. Hmm. Yeah.
If try cutting sugar, try taking away sugar from a kid.
Uh,
They go
yeah.
crazy.
Seriously, try eliminating sugar, all processed sugar from your diet for uh 5 days.
Yeah, it's
See how your reaction is. Like honestly, like really, you start to feel depressed and emotional and like the cravings are crazy. But then it goes away. Like, and then
yep.
you're fine after like 5 to 7 days. But for real, test it out and see, and then you really realize. I also heard that there are like a little nano bits in sugar to like leach on or do something within your body to like make you crave it more. Anyways, I totally interrupted you. What were you saying?
But yeah, when it comes to like sugar, it's really addictive. It's more, they actually have research showing that if you're comparing that with heroin or cocaine, sugar is more
Mm,
addictive, and that speaks volume. Because we always
dang.
talk bad about people who's hooked on drugs, like, oh my God, they're
Mm.
addictive. Like, we really want to go to rehab. Like, we need a sugar rehab,
Yeah,
literally.
really, really, really. And a lot of people do not realize. I didn't realize until I did that,
Mm,
the sugar detox, and I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
wow. Like, what do you think about? I don't know. Like, I do. I think about sugar. Like, what can I have that's sweet? What can I have? Like, what the fudge? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I
Hmm.
do that, but I've been craving a lot more fruits, which is a good
Yeah.
natural sugar as well. Like, even though we
Yeah.
have doctors or scientists who say like, no, that's natural sugar is not good for you. You better have something that's not sugar, zero sugar. But it's kind of like, well, something that's natural from nature is not bad for you. Is that, but
Yeah.
your body reacts to it differently than chemical sugar.
Hmm. It does. And that's a good way to start it. Like if you're really craving something sweet, have a fruit
Eat
instead.
fruits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the
Yeah.
beginning, don't feel bad about it. If you crave sugar, eat as much fruit as you want
Hmm.
to stop that fucking craving.
Yeah. And then
because you can eat
eventually, hmm
because you can eat a lot of fruits and you'll probably at some point go like, I'm done. But with sugar, you don't stop until you're actually like almost puking the sugar up again with
I
candy and stuff, right?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
really
get so,
wild.
you're like,
Yeah. I
food
know.
coma.
And it's the things we do to ourselves, right? And it's a form of self-love and we're taking responsibility. Self-care is self-love. And so really recognizing and saying, okay, I really don't feel good when I eat a steak or whatever. If I eat a whole thing of bread, like my body just doesn't feel good. Listen to that. Take responsibility for that and say, I love you, body. I'm sorry for doing this to you. Let's take a break. I'm going to listen to you because
Yeah.
that's what your body, your vessel's here to let you know of everything, just like you're saying. And okay, there's something here lingering, there's emotion here, there's a something here. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and
Oh,
even in the beginning, you don't have to be dramatic and do like quick
yeah.
eating something. Just take a little bit of break, like you say. Switch up. Have one day when you eat the plant-based. Switch up one day
Hmm.
where you're actually just cutting down the sugar, and even maybe start journaling when you're craving sugar, and then write it down and
That's a good
what
one.
kind of sugar you're craving. Like, oh my God, I really want ice cream now. Like, why do I want ice cream? Like, why did that pop into my head? And one day you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I really want like chocolate. Like, why do you want chocolate? Oh, I really want potato chips. Like, why do you want something that's crispy? Like, why?
Right.
And you
Right.
can even like, because we have emotional cycle as well as our menstrual cycle. So you can actually like see and what do you call like you will actually be able to like look at what areas of the month you are craving a lot more because your emotions are going more like haywire, like up and down, and you may actually be needing to support yourself a lot better than at that point with being more supportive of yourself. If you're getting cravings, okay, maybe I need to journal something. Okay, what emotions am I having now? Why am I trying to suppress it by eating food? Because that's what you're doing, because you're actually not facing
Yeah.
the emotions you're getting. You're just like eating it, comfort eating.
Yeah.
At
Because
least
it
if
feels
you want to
good.
comfort
Yeah.
eat, yeah, at least if you want to comfort food, eat fruits.
Hmm.
Try eating like watermelon as many as you can. Like, you're probably going to end up being like, okay, I have it. I'm full now. No more.
Yeah, it's just creating those beautiful new habits, not
Yeah.
just what you put in your body, but what comes out of your mouth, not talking negatively about yourself, just what you're listening to, what you're absorbing, who's around you. It's like taking responsibility and being aware and saying, okay, this isn't good for me anymore. This is not aligning with me anymore on our ascension path and where we are um, right now in time and space. And I honor that,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah. And that's
So,
one of the things as well I've been really changed as well is my conscious language. I'm so aware of
mm,
the words I'm using. I'm finding myself stopping myself from speaking some words. I'm like, wait, what? Why are you supposed to say that right now? Like, have you forgotten the meaning of that word? Like, hell no, like cancel that word. Like, no. Like I used to say like all the time, like when something's really funny, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm dying. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, cancel. I'm thriving. I'm alive.
yeah,
I'm living. Like, why would I call myself dead? Like, what?
I know. And it seems like nothing and it seems so funny and like it's
Yeah.
trendy and everything, but really, what are you're saying? I am. Whatever you say after I am, okay. We have to really, if we can really grasp the understanding of how powerful our words are, especially I am sentences, I am statements,
Mm.
that alone.
So powerful.
I know, I know. Okay, we're getting on the hour mark, and I want to respect your
Yes.
time and everything. So, I want you to tell everybody about your oil, your essential oil,
Oh, yes.
holistic health coach empowerment.
Yes.
Ness.
So I have a business, Oils and Abundance, which basically
Ooh.
is all about your using and utilizing the oils, the herbs from nature by supporting your feelings and emotions and your body by like even like we have an oil blend that's called abundance. So anytime I want to meditate on manifesting something, manifesting more abundance in my life, I will put that on either on my skin to being absorbed into my bloodstream, or I will breathe it in because it really goes up to my brain really quickly. I think it's just in like 3 or 4 seconds. It will connect to your brains and every antenna that's all in your when it comes to your center of emotions and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
supporting your feeling of like sparking up any kind of emotions that you need to have to make something manifest. And you even have
Mm.
like we have different kinds of I even actually have something with me here, like even for this live I was a little bit like nervous because I'm like home. I use something that's called Valor, and it's a mix that people who were fighting in wars and stuff were using this kind of herb mix to support their bravery, to feeling like if you're feeling like a little bit nervous and stuff, like you want something that's going to support you being brave, this blend is really good and it smells good as well. And I also have some blends that are like helping with stressing less, but it also is smelling good, so you can use it as perfume. But we have
Mm.
also, which is also when it comes to nature, you have herbs, you have basically anything in nature that you can utilize for medicine purposes
Mm.
to support your body. You don't need chemicals. So we even have different kind of herb blends that can support your immune system by boosting it, making it really like put on you can even visualize your immune system are soldiers. And when you're putting on supportive blends of herbs, you're kind of arming your soldiers, so they're even
Mm.
stronger. Whenever there's like intruders, they're like, nope, we are solid. Like you're not coming through here. Like get the fuck out. So and I really love them. Like I've actually haven't had any kind of allergy symptoms that I normally have in the grassing where we have like spring season or the grass are growing, or having any kind of like coughing or something like that reminds you of the flu. None of the symptoms that I normally would have when the temperatures are switching a lot, because I'm using the oils to support my physical and mental body every single day. So it's actually on point and being like, yes.
I
And also
love
I'm
that.
super, yeah, and also I'm super conscious about using less and less chemicals in my everyday life when it comes to like perfumes. I don't use it anymore. When I'm washing my clothes, when I'm washing my hands with, my body with, my shampoo, my toothpaste, like everything. I'm really like I'm reading labels because like Orisha, a really holistic health coach that she's taught me a lot. She's telling us every single day, like the front is for entertainment, the back is for education. So when you're buying something, always read the label of ingredients, because that will tell you everything about the product. So even when it says in the front like organic, vegan friendly, whatever, you go in the back and you'll be like, hey, this is not natural. This is not organic.
Yeah, yeah. That's so true. That's good. That's really good.
And because we
Those
put
are,
so many chemicals on us that
mhm.
we're not even aware of. Like even just the fact that we put on a lot of makeup, like women put on over 200 chemicals every single day through their makeup and stuff.
Wow.
Deodorant, perfume, makeup, skincare, everything. Like be
Wow.
conscious about what you put on your skin, because your skin is the biggest organ, and everything you put on absorbs in it.
Yep, so true. And just no fear. It's just
Yeah.
awareness.
And
Awareness
being
and being aware,
conscious. Yeah.
conscious of it, of all in your whole life. Oh my God. You see, like you just told completely are very conscious of everything around you in your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
And some people, oh, but don't be like hypo, like be like germ freak. But
rigid
I'm like,
or
yeah. But I'm like, no, I'm just super conscious. I'm like, I don't fuck with my body anymore. So if someone even like just eat some like candy or just some chips, I'm like, let me look at the ingredients. And then I'm starting reading. I'm like, ugh, why would I eat this? Like, this is nothing. This is just paper. Like, why wouldn't I eat that? Like, I want to fuel my body with real food, not
yeah.
something that's just gonna go in and out.
Yeah, yeah. And doing what you need to do for yourself, just like that, and not having other people's opinions really affect you, in penetrating in your bubble of your space, because what you do with you and your body has nothing to do with anybody else but you. So if they're feeling triggered by, if they're feeling like a certain way and they're like judging you, guess what? That's not your problem, that's theirs.
Yeah.
And why would they judge on what somebody else eats for their body? You know what I mean? You got it. We're thinking of these things now and
Yeah.
being more aware and conscious. But yeah,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so happy for you and everything that you have been doing in your life. Seriously amazing. I'm gonna try to post your she has her oil business, right? So I'm gonna put that in when I save it, and yeah, just so beautiful. I'm so happy that, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. I
I feel like
honor.
this. I'm like,
I know, I know. I need to. I need to. I need to. I'm just trying to be like, focus, focus. But yeah.
we did the same thing. We were both like, collect yourself.
Yes, yes. And
Center.
anyway, I know. I'm just so honored and I respect you and I love you so much. And
Love you too, girl.
oh, have a beautiful, fun, blissful night. Rest your night because it's like, I don't know, it's 1
1
a.m.
a.m.
right over there? Right. So have so much fun. I can't wait to talk to you
Okay.
about everything later. And thank you
Yes.
so much to everybody who joined and who commented and shared all your love. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Bye. Talk to you
Bye. Love
soon.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.